Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I thought today I would take this brand new deck to me, Tarot Landscapes, which I shared in my last video. I shared a deck opening. It's brand new to me. I thought, why don't I take it and do a deck interview with it and share the deck interview on here. I've been adapting my deck interview over the last year to something that I really like. I have shared them before on the channel, but I haven't for a while. Now, this is an 8-card spread, and I just find it really impactful to my practice. So while I've got a new deck in, let's do this together. So these first 3 cards that I'm pulling are to do with the deck itself. The first position, I ask the question of the deck, who are you? So that's the card I've just pulled. And then underneath that, I will put 2 cards asking the deck, firstly, what its strengths are, and then what are your weaknesses. So those 3 first cards in a triangle are all about the deck. Then we move on to the same 3 cards the other side, but about me. So who does the deck think I am? That's the card I've just pulled. What does the deck think my strengths are is the next card. And then the next card in this grouping of 3 is, what does the deck think my weaknesses are? So that's the next card I'm going to pull. So we've got triangles of cards each side of the reading, 3 for the deck and then 3 for the reader, or me in this case, or you if you were doing this spread. So that's what we've got. Now I'm just going to separate these out a little bit because I need to make space at the top in between for the final 2 cards. The 2 cards are about our relationship working together. The first card asks, what can you teach me? What am I going to learn from you? This kind of gives me a feel for the subject matter and the remit of learning that I'm in with the deck. And then the last card is, what will our relationship be together? I then look at what card ends up at the bottom of the deck for the underlying energy of where I'm at now. Okay, so this is the reading laid out. So I know I've done this type of reading before on the channel, but because I haven't had a new deck for one, I just thought it might be interesting for some of you to see how I do a deck interview. Again, perhaps it's just of interest. It's just nice to see a new deck in action, I think. I love to see other people doing this as well. So I have to say, these deck interviews in the past, when I've done them, I get dramatically different readings depending on the deck, and I find that it's normally pretty accurate to the voice and the feel of the deck. So sometimes I will use the deck first, and then after a few readings with it, come back to a deck interview just to check what I'm feeling with the vibe of the deck, and it's always accurate then as well. So anyway, without further ado, let's see what we've got. So who are you? This is asking the deck who it is. What have we got? Oh my gosh, I've got that card, the 3 of Wands, with all of these sort of spirit animals in. So you've got the boar and the hawk and the hare. So a higher voice. Smoke to me and spirit animals, it reminds me of ancestor voices, spirit voices, just voices of spirits. So this could be linked to ancestor work, but spirit voices and the coming together of like these different elements as well. You've got air and you've got earth in there. It just reminds me of communing with something outside of our play, and especially in like this circle of firelight. I love that. So it is definitely spirit voices. My tendency is to think this might be ancestor voices. Let me grab the book. Where's the book? Here's the book. Let's see what it says for the 3 of Wands. Right, the Three of Wands. In the night clearing at the edge of the forest, the bonfire of vision burns. Three animals take form from the smoke: a boar, a falcon, and a hare. They represent the knowledge of the earth, the celestial ideal, and the mind that is quick to decide. Oh, I love that. Luck assists you. Within the landscape of the Three of Wands, you have many talents at your disposal. You need to concentrate on your desire and let yourself be intuitively guided by them to discover where you want to go. The possibility of the future appears in the fire because it is already being born in you. It paws the ground, runs and flies like a wonderful animal. Foresight and an expansion of self. So intuition and that kind of mystical spiritual element, trusting my gut, an expansion of self. So who is this deck? It's a deck that's going to give me intuitive hits into that kind of spiritual wisdom of where I'm going next. I love that. So really interested now to see what your strengths are. We've got a 5. Oh, and a snuffly little badger in this autumnal scene. So an expansion of self. I mean, the 5 of Wands, I always think of like that competitive element, but also that element that can like grow from being around others and using like those challenges for growth. So it's possibly good at taking those challenges of life and turning them into opportunities of growth. Let's just see: cooperation, truth, competition, tension. So enjoy fruit, you must avoid the prickles of the burrs, and yet it is thanks to them that the fruit is ripe. In this arcana, you are invited to value diversity and to recognise episodes of tension as opportunities for growth. Yet it is that idea of finding the growth within the tension. Okay, so it's a deck that can step into those areas of tension to help me find the next step out. I suppose those areas of tension are where you would turn to a higher spirit and ask for guidance. Brilliant. And if we keep in mind that the underlying energy was the 7 of Wands, a single penguin on this iceberg, that is an image of tension there. Okay, what are the weaknesses of this deck? Oh, the Knight of Swords. This is my narcissistic card. This is the tension making card for me, the Knight of Swords. This is where most of my tension in my life has come from. This sort of attacking, go-getting, will like absolutely walk all over you to get what they want feeling of the worst aspects of the Knight of Swords. So this deck isn't that. I'm pleased about that. It's not going to give me advice in the 5 of Wands landscape that is about destroying the competition of the 5 of Wands. This is about finding the truth, finding the growth points, not the destruction points. So it, in a way, it will steer me naturally away from the destruction points, because aiming for the destruction points is a weakness for the deck, so that's good. Okay, this card's always a bit of a killer. So who does the deck think I am? So let's have a look. Let's see. Oh, the World. So this is a really loving image, like holding the whole world in. There's a lot of care and heart and softness in this polar bear image of the world. But of course the world is also about cycles, about the ending of something and stepping into a new beginning. So this deck sees me at this crossover point, and it's very true, and it is very true that these are some of the energies that I might need for that. So that's cool. So what does this deck think my strengths are? Let's have a look. Oh, look, the Lovers. So that ability to care, to connect with people. I think some of these tensions of the past, especially with the Knight of Swords, I've doubted my ability to connect anymore. There is a shutdown, often after trauma, that is truly the doorway that I'm at. So this is making incredible sense to me, and this feels affirming to me that it's not gone. It's just now there was a closing down in trauma and a separating myself off. I think with healing, you learn to open back up again, but you rely on your boundaries more. So it's affirming that I can do it. I can reopen back up. So that's lovely. But what are my weaknesses? Let's have a look. Judgment. Oh my gosh. Now for me, the Judgment card is about like reawakening. You've got the Rider-Waite-Smith images of the figures coming out of the graves. It's about new life. If this is a weakness, it's about being stuck for me. It's about not being able to step into that new life, holding on to the past, as it were. Really makes sense with the World card as like the end of a circle. This is where I'm at, but am I stuck? Should we see what the book says? But that Judgment card is beautiful. Look, it's the Aurora Borealis. Is that how you say it? With like a deer. It might be a moose actually, looking up at a fox spirit. Again, look, you've very much got this spirit energy coming in, almost as if this is the deck again saying this is me and you. Oh, I'm loving this so much. Can you see how it can really solidify very quickly your relationship with the deck doing this sort of reading? Right, let's just see what the book says about Judgment. Oh, and by the way, I've just read the most delightful comment about this tarot card in my walkthrough video of this deck, where somebody said they thought the open space was where the tower once was. So if that was your comment, thank you ever such a lot. It was a beautiful insight into this card, which I'm really very grateful for. Okay, Judgment. Arctic winter is illuminated by the pink and green lights of the Aurora Borealis, I don't know how to say it, guys, which shines down and embraces a family asleep in the yurt. Ancient beings, our ancestors, there's that ancestor link again, move within the lights. Those dream yet to come true. They take the shape of a fox spirit, wild yet close to human, whose muzzle is ethereal as it touches the flesh and pulsating life of a large moose that has stopped to enjoy the wonder of the sky. In the two animals, promises are met and long waits are felt, both past and future. The body and spirit gather. Materials and imagined existences become a single essence. When you arrive at the place of judgment, wake up. Know your vocation, yet certainly struggle to know that. Evaluate your idea of true. My gosh, this is making so much sense, as this being something I struggle with. The visible and invisible universe welcomes you into its community where every presence has a voice. Make yours heard. So the negative, because this is something I struggle with, is self-loathing. Oh my gosh, I feel so called out right now. And lessons not learned. And didn't we say that the deck's mission was to let me find the lessons from the tensions? So no wonder this is why it's saying like you need help with this. Amazing, amazing. So up here then, 2 key cards. So what can you teach me if you're a voice from the ancestors or a voice of High Spirit, helping me to find the lessons of the destruction and the tensions and helping me step out into the next phase? What are you teaching me? Oh, we had to have a King of Pentacles, didn't we? The family man, the father of the suit. Whew. Oh gosh, so this is linking, and you can hear the emotion in my voice. This is linking, oh my gosh, to what I felt here, that this was an ancestor stepping in, and the ancestor whose voice I hear the loudest is my dad. So the King of Pentacles, is this going to be a voice from my dad? Let's just see what the book says about the King of Pentacles. Oh gosh, I tell you what, guys, tarot can do this to me every single time. Immediately, look what I see at the bottom. King of Pentacles, fatherly guidance. creating material well-being for his own community. Transformed into a gorilla, he reminds you that the greatest good is in the land we touch, be it a familiar place or the vast unknown planet. To step out into the planet, to build community and to have fatherly guidance. It can teach me fatherly guidance. This is really an impactful reading for me. So who are we going to be together? Oh, look, a golden harvest day. The Four of Wands, a wedding, a union. You've got the cows happily sleeping under the trees. The harvest already. A celebration. This is going to be a celebration of a new start. From an underlying energy of this, with an acknowledgement of the pain of this, with an understanding that there are burrs that we could walk into learning these lessons. This isn't an easy path to make choices. A reminder that we've been stuck for way too long. It's new beginnings and fatherly guidance. Wow. So guys, I hope you can see from this that these deck interviews can be really impactful. It can really change your viewpoint on a deck. It can open a door for you to hold hands with a deck. So this is Tarot Landscapes. It was a really cheap deck. If you want to see more of this deck, the last video I uploaded was me opening the deck. It's by Francesca Mattioni is the author. Illustrations by Yoshimari. I've just realised that Francesca Mattioni is the writer of the Grunge Tarot as well. So anyway, that's my deck interview. I hope you enjoyed seeing that. I will leave the positions for the spread in the description box if you're interested. Remember, it's 3 cards for the deck, 3 cards for you, and then 2 questions about you together, what it can teach you, who we are together, what's our relationship. It's really simple spread. You can throw the bottom of the deck card when you finish pulling cards as the underlying energy for where you're starting. And yeah, that's it. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.